Now that we've looked at the overview, let's go ahead and drill down into the individual components of this module. Our first step is to take a look at an overview of what an ETL script is. Let's get started. So, the script that we want to create is going to allow us to go through and extract data from one database, transform it, and load it. Big surprise. I've chosen to use the simplest technique, which is to clear out the tables of the database and then fill them up again with fresh data. This is sometimes referred to as a flush and fill technique. So to do that, I'm going to actually drop the foreign key constraints and then clear out all the tables. I want to reset their identity numbers, so I'm going to be using truncate. Truncate, if you use truncate, it will reset the numbers if you use the auto numbers. If you use delete, it won't. So it'll continue numbering from the time you deleted it. Anyway, this is in your book, so you'll be able to have a chance to read it, and I'll talk about it a little bit more there. Also, I'd want to go through and put code together kind of similar to this code, where I'm going through and selecting data from a database. That's the data I want to extract, and then I would take code like this, add transformation code, and then go ahead and use that here and test it with the insert. So I would uncomment the insert, put in my code here, and test it. Let's look at an example. So here's some code that would go into or be used for a Northwind orders data warehouse. In the first case, I dropped the foreign key constraints. Then I truncate the tables, clear all 1, 2, 3, 4 dimension tables and fact table, and then start filling up again. I would first write code that would extract data from the original Northwind database. This is the code I'm going to extract. Do simple transformations, perhaps like column name changes, where it used to say city, I'm going to call it customer city. Or simple transformations such as changing the data type, or checking to see whether there's a null value, and performing some kind of action based on that. These simple transformations can be programmed quite easily, and once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty fast. Now to test my work, I'm going to insert into my customers dimension table. If I wrote my code correctly, I should be able to run this code and it should fill up that table with data. That's an ETL script. We would go through the process of writing this code to perform the action of filling up the table. Afterwards, we put the foreign key constraints back on, and our data warehouse would be filled. So the goal in this module is to write SQL code that would perform the ETL process and put that SQL code in a script so that it can be tested and used repeatedly. In next modules, we'll be getting into more details about how that is done. See you there.